Alright, what's up guys? Today I want to bring you a video talking about Allstar Tower Defense X. This is going to be kind of a Yap-centric video where we go over everything about how the game is slowly approaching cooked territory, and it's starting to look like it's not dying, I wouldn't say, but going from 200k players to 7k, where they're currently sitting at right now, is not a good impression for your players and for the people who hate the game and stuff like that. So I just wanted to talk about it with you guys. But yeah, let's start into the first thing. So if you're unaware or you're not in their Discord server, last update, when we got the little mini update that's currently out right now, they also announced that there will be a big update this weekend. And the things we know about this big update is that it's going to be themed around something, which is probably going to be Demon Slayer from all the sneaks that we've been seeing. And they've also said this update's going to have a ton of quality of life and a ton of additives to this update to make this a very great update. And the really unfortunate thing I want to bring up about this update is the update will be next weekend because it was actually already delayed to flesh out more parts of the update, as well to add trait pity feature, add features missing from old ASTD. Thank you for being patient. Sorry for the delay. I wanted to communicate this better before anything. There will also be a trailer for this update, and then there's also a code and also a banner bot being added to the Discord. So it's pretty clear they're not giving up on this game, especially with them hiring new developers and trying to get this game back up off the floor with these new updates. But the overall message of this video is Allstar Tower Defense X cooked? So, like I said, the reason people might bring that up is the delay of updates or even the lack of interest. For example, this update came out and jumped over to 20k players, which was not a horrible number to be at, but instantly dropped down to 8k, 9k, 10k, in that range, which is not a good thing, especially for the game that was quite literally 1 month ago hitting 200k. So obviously there's a lack of interest, and where does that lack of interest lie? So there's a lot of problems I've seen and I've experienced with ASTD X, and also I've been told by other people who do not enjoy the game, or maybe they have issues, or you guys let me know in the comments section. But from what I've heard, there is one, a lack of uniqueness is something I've heard. A lot of people have described that as reskinning content, or the power creep, or the characters just feel like reskins of each other with no features really making them feel unique. Passives are obviously a really big thing missing from that. Another thing that makes people feel really off is, I just said, the characters, the meta specifically. A lot of people don't want to get these new characters because they're just not meta, and there's nothing unique that they do that would even make you want to go get them. The next thing I've seen a lot of people really complain about is the lack of updates and the delays that they've gotten. That is pretty bad. And one of the reasons that's really bad is they don't communicate very well with their audience. If you're going to delay something and you know you're going to delay something and you know you're not going to make a deadline, you should just make that be known. You shouldn't toy and drag your audience along thinking they're going to get an update and then boom, sorry guys, we got to delay it. Obviously, it's good that they give codes for when they do delay something, but you still shouldn't do that because that ruins the game's reputation and that ruins the game's excitement because it just makes people not really want to play it. Another issue that Allstar Tower Defense is really struggling with, and this is just something that's going to happen with the next couple of months here because there are a lot coming out, but the competition for Allstar Tower Defense is starting to really rise. Like, there are so many new anime tower defense games, even non-anime tower defense games like Meme Defense, that are coming out within this next month to 2 months. For example, Anime Crusaders, the game is at 30k concurrent players, which is absolutely insane when it's literally just, I don't want to say a reskin of Anime Adventures because that's a little harsh, but it is heavily inspired by Anime Adventures. So they are really struggling from a lot of those core difficulties. But what is my takeaway from all of this information I just fed you guys? So, is Allstar Tower Defense dying? Is Allstar Tower Defense X cooked? I would say dying is a strong word. I think Allstar Tower Defense X is more starting to lose a little momentum, because obviously it had an amazing launch. Genuinely probably one of the best launches we've seen for an anime tower defense game, where everyone was glazing it, everyone was enjoying it and having fun. And then after a little bit, the nostalgia and the hype started rubbing off, and a lot of the issues started to become really apparent, especially with the updates where they weren't fixing a lot of those issues. How can they save themselves from that? A lot of games fall through this trap. We've seen anime adventures do it, we've seen anime vanguards do it many times, and we've seen ALS also do it. Normally what happens with these anime tower defense games life cycles is they launch, they blow up like crazy, and then they decline and plateau into a really small player base to little to no players, and then they try to reinvent themselves and bring the game back. Allstar Tower Defense X, I would not say is in a spot to where they're absolutely cooked and fried and the game is 100% dying, but I think they are in a spot where the players who are willing to give them a second chance and willing to give them more time to fix it are all starting to leave and go to different games because Allstar's taking too long and they're not doing it and they're not communicating. Now, this isn't me saying you guys should just torch the developers and torch the owners because they're not doing everything the perfect way you wanted. I'm just saying these are the issues that have become apparent to me, and this is my answer to these issues and my response and what's on my mind just about these issues in general. I think two things that an Allstar Tower Defense X really needs is more communication between the owners and developers and the community, because as a lot of these games don't like to admit it, the community is the whole reason you even have a game, and it is the lifeblood of your game. And the second thing is I think the game needs a reinvention, because a lot of the things feel really slow, or they feel too weak, or they feel too boring, or they feel like reskins, like I said early in the video. Now, let me repeat what I've said a couple times. This is constructive criticism. This isn't me saying Allstar Tower Defense X should just give up and no longer update or no longer make games. I'm just saying there are issues, very apparent, and the game is struggling and declining because of these issues. And I do want to see the game succeed, because I really enjoyed Allstar Tower Defense X the first month it came out. I'll always love Allstar because it's like the classic Roblox game, and I do think it has pretty high quality. I think if you're comparing it to some of these newer games, it has leagues higher quality than these newer games. It's just struggling in the core features to make it addictive and attention grabbing and to make people play it. But I think that's going to wrap up basically everything I have to say today about Allstar Tower Defense X. This is going to be kind of like a shorter video, so if you guys enjoy Yap type of videos like this or anything like that, let me know down in the comments. Let me know if there's anything you want me to talk about. Let's just say anime vanguards' ups and downs, whatever it may be. Please let me know down in the comments. I really do appreciate hearing your guys' support and your feedback of what I can improve. Also, if you guys are interested, go join my Discord, which I have down in the description. That's where you guys can submit a bunch of your ideas, talk to other people who maybe are banned from ASTD X or anime vanguards. I post a lot of news in there, and I post a lot of news on my upcoming videos, so that's just kind of like a nice little hub for you guys to chill in. I'm trying to grow it, get more people to start talking in it, start building a community with it, and I want you guys to be a part of that. But yeah, with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. It really helps me get these videos out to more and more people, and yeah, that wraps up today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. See you.